If you're a heating and air conditioning technician or even a salesperson, what's a dangerous type of manager that you need to know about and why does it matter? This is a fantastic question. I'm Scott Sylvan Bell, coming to you live for HVAC Technician Sales Secrets on a perfect day to talk about sales and business and a fantastic day to talk about you. If you hear some noise, it's raining. So here's the thing. I want to give you a situation that you may see or you may come across in the industry in home services. And I'm going to have to set up this story in a very specific manner and keep it very vague for a few reasons, but I want you to know this is super importante. There's going to be a point in your career where you see a manager go from company to company to company over time, okay? So I'm not just talking like the space of a couple of months. We're talking you've been in the industry for a while and you may have heard of this manager or this person, and they go from company to company to company. They're typically going to last about 2 to 3 years, but there's some very specific features about what happens with this person, okay? So they go from company A, and then they go to company B, but when they get to company B, they recruit a bunch of people from company A, okay? So they're able to make it 2 or 3 years-ish, and then they go from company B to company C, and they take their team with them, and then they last 2 or 3 years, and then they go from company C to company D. Punchline to the joke, guess what happens? They take the team with them, okay? So this type of person has a couple of characteristics that are dangerous for you to be around. They may have the best intentions possible. They may have the best meaning possible from the way that you look at it. But a couple things you need to know. Here's what's going to happen. When they leave the company, they're going to pick which people they think are their best friends. And this person's typically a narcissist. They will do everything they can to build you up. But here's the thing. If you get on their bad side, your life, they will do everything they can to ruin your life. So this is a team building manager, but not in the way that's good. Not in the way that you're like, hey, yay, team. You're like, no, it's like boo, boo manager. And there's a reason why I'm letting you know this is you can reduce a lot of grief in your life to decide to not be part of this game. So what happens is this person's typically kind of nice in the beginning, a little bit standoffish, but remember their goal is to build their team, and that team is put in place to protect them for their shenanigans. And there's going to be a lot of shenanigans. There's definitely going to be some games, because here's what typically happens with this manager. They have their team that is loyal to them, and so they may feed them leads. It happens in the industry. Get over it. Like people are like, Scott, you can't say that. Yeah, I can, because I've seen it happen multiple freaking times. They feed their team members because they were loyal and they followed them. So it makes you go, oh, well, I need to be loyal and I need to follow them too, so that I get all the special preferential treatment. And this right here is why you should join HVACTechSecrets.com. I'll give you the goods, not in the Facebook group, not in the YouTube channel, which means private coaching, private training, discounted coaching, discounted training, really cool stuff, okay? And you're like, Scott, is this really a dangerous person? Yeah, because they will do anything and everything to get their way. They will do anything and everything to prove their point. And, the manager may be very good at what they do, but typically they will do everything to stab you in the back. They will do everything they can to hurt you. They will do everything they can to protect their kingdom, to protect their castle, to put a moat around the business. And the way they do that is they build a team. And the way that they do that is that team reports back to them and says, it goes back and forth. And so you have a couple things that you could do. One, like, be aware that this type of manager is super toxic. This type of manager may run reports in multiple different ways to prove you wrong. This manager may be part of a rumor mill that'll do everything they can to take you down. This manager may pit you against people that you think are your friends or that you're friends, and they will cause all sorts of drama. And so you have opportunities. One, you can stick around and wait for the fireworks. It's typically 2 or 3 years, maybe sometimes faster, and they will create a vacuum. They will take the entire team that they had with them and their new team members. Or two, circumvent it and go find a new place to work, right? Like, you're either going to have to fight through the urges and put up with it. I'm going to tell you it's not going to be enjoyable, or you go find somewhere else where you're not going to have to put up with the shenanigans. And I know that you're like, Scott, that's super black and white. And if you're an owner and you're watching and you're like, hey, you're telling some of my top people to leave. I'm like, well, some of this was created by the manager that you hired, right? There's repercussions for every action. And, sometimes when I do consulting, that car was super close to me. Sometimes when I do consulting, the tough conversation is there may be a manager on the team that's causing a lot of the problems, and you just don't know it, and you don't want to accept it because you've heard all the good things about them. Okay? So be aware that the drama is crazy. I mean, like, you could probably go to HR multiple times and say, hey, here's this problem with said person and said system and said issue, and HR will come back and go, like, my hands are tied. I can't do anything. Owners don't want to get rid of said person. Owners don't want to get rid of that individual. Be aware, it's just one of those things where it's like you have some decisions to make. Do you want to stick around or not? And the worst thing that you could do is to go create some type of mutiny in the background. Like, it won't work out. It'll never end well. It's not going to go well. Punchline to the joke again, you lose. So you have some decisions to make. Super difficult manager that builds their team, and I don't mean building a team in a good way. Like team building exercises where everybody goes out and has fun and becomes better partners in the game. Fantastic. I love that stuff, right? Good. Yay. But build their team in a negative way, like they come in and they like, hey, did you hear what Scott said? Did you hear what Jimmy said? Did you hear what Shannon said? Did you hear what? It doesn't matter. Like, there's going to be a point where you just have some decisions to make, because when those fireworks go off, it's not like you get anything in return. It's not like you get like, hey, Scott, you were right. And on your way out, tell the owners, hey, here's the problem. And if they don't listen, that's their fault. You got one of three things to do from here, just one of three. Find the subscribe button, click on it, and every time I send out a video, you'll get an update. 2, hit follow. 3, share this video with a friend. Now, here's the thing. You got some decisions to make, right? Do you stick through it? Do you join said team? Or do you find new company? I can't tell you what to do. But I can share with you, it doesn't get better. Like, it doesn't. Find your own path. We'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.